and I looked at it and I said, oh, wow, that's funny. And then the sound people said, oh, yeah, everybody loves that moment in the movie.
Uh-huh.
And obviously, people love crypto, but I also think Miss Jessup seems kind of crazy and funny in that moment when she reacts
100%.
to crypto. And so I see it not as an actor, but as a filmmaker. And I think, like, oh, that's funny. That's a crazy lady. I like it. Always. I just always wanted to be in a superhero movie. So this is a dream come true.
I mean, isn't it crazy how it all sort of comes together? You know, like you stick around in this game for long enough and things just finally reveal itself and come to fruition. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. It is amazing. Well, thank you so much for being interested in talking to me and Steven. How did it go with him?
It was great. It was great.
He's
He
great.
was
Yeah,
so I mean, he had such a it's crazy to like document the history he had with James. Like they worked in 1995 together and it's like, wow, what a relationship and sort of what a, journey together too. So,
absolutely. Did he tell you about Romeo and Juliet?
he did. He did. Which is it's crazy. Like all this stuff sort of has its way of working itself out. You know, it's like I feel like whoever's part of this film, it was sort of destined to be too. You know, it just seems like
It was something. It was good luck. I don't know. I read something recently that someone, it's a little spiritual, but said whatever it is that you're dreaming, it's because some future version of you already has it. And
mm,
I do keep thinking about that with Superman. Like, what made me think, like, oh yeah, I want to be in a superhero movie,
yeah.
but I really did.
I know. I was waiting for you throughout the movie. I was paying attention and then I'm like, there she is. You know, later when it start really cooking, that's when
Yeah.
Bonnie comes out. You know what I mean?
No, it's really funny because I'm just lurking around in the shadows.
Yes.
Everybody else is doing stuff, and then boom, it's like, no, this and this and this and then this.
And you have that dog reaction, which was priceless. You know, when
Thank
you see
you.
crypto, your reaction to it was amazing.
Thank you very much. People keep asking me, like, what was there really a dog there? What were you reacting
Yeah.
to? And I have to say, my imagination. No, there
Yeah.
was no dog.
And when you got to see him, how cute was he, right? I mean, he's such a big part of this film.
No, Lee is so cute. They have a real dog, and then they have Ozu, who crypto is based on, who I get to spend a lot of time with, and he is a very good bad boy.
And that's James's dog, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that was inspired after,
absolutely.
which is awesome. I mean, it's all so fitting in so many ways. I mean,
It is.
I heard so you and
Oh,
Steven shared the room, shared that space. You know, I
yes.
learned about that. So I can't believe like it was actually they built a stage that was like raised and like
It
you're
was,
in a real building. That's
I
amazing.
mean, like being in a real building, but also like being in a theater because we would walk up the stairs and then be on this raised platform where
Yeah.
all of this is happening, and the cameras would just be moving around the room. So I mean, maybe other people are good at paying attention to where the camera is, but if I'm going to be completely in the moment, then it's hard for me to be like, okay, there's a camera here, and there's a camera here, and there's a camera here. So
Yeah.
wherever the cameras are, I'm just being completely in the moment. So it was 12 hours a day, every day, just doing Lex, whatever he was doing, if we were cheering or crying or, being scared, I was just in that all day, every day at the same level.
And you know what? I noticed that, Bonnie, because there's shots where you're sort of in a background, but you can still see you and you're talking or you're busy typing or doing something like that because you're just not like deer in the headlights. I noticed you actually in a few scenes where there's like a close up of legs where you can see a few of you in a background and you're like talking to someone else and like engaging. So I'm like, oh, that's such a good thing there that she's present and they're all present because the camera sort of catches you even when
Yeah.
it's focused on Lex.
Yeah, I mean, and also the stakes were so high, and I wanted James to be happy, and the opportunity to be in Superman. I just was like, this is it, 100% from the moment I get on set till the moment we wrap, I am in it.
Yeah, you were. You literally were as if the camera was on you at all times. And that's the best way because they are
Oh,
busy, these
thank you.
Lex associates, okay,
Yes,
constantly.
we have high pressure, high stakes.
Yeah, I'm curious about your look too. I think you had a hair in the bun, right, for your character.
It was a couple of different things. So
Uh-huh.
the costume designer Judiana had really specific looks for each person. It was sort of inspired by the 70s, but still businessy, but still pretty. So
Hmm.
I think I had maybe a ponytail for one day and then an updo for the second day. Yeah.
They switched it up. I like that, because there's a lot of days there at work at
Right.
LexCorp. So
Yeah, I mean, a lot happens in a short amount of time.
yeah, for sure. Uh, this is I'm guessing the first time you worked with James.
I had a tiny, like tiny part as a
Uh,
crying Krylorian in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Okay.
I mean, but that was, it was in the special uh what do you call it? That the after credits scene
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
when they're having the new Guardians sort of wait with, Sean Gunn
That's
and
right.
oh, what's his name? The golden boy. Uh I can't remember his name. But so they're
Hard to
coming to
remember too.
yeah, defend these townspeople, and there's a bunch of Krylorian pink aliens who are, cowering in fear. So I was one of the scared, crying aliens.
There you go. So now you had more. You were more close up with James and everything. You had memorable lines here in the film. What was this experience like? Sort of getting a closer sort of feel of a James Gunn
I
set
mean,
and him being there.
it was the best working experience of my life. It
Wow.
was most fun. James has a rule that he only hires kind people. So everyone is wonderful. Everyone is nice. Any person you talk to, whether it's a grip or a camera person or the actor, or the VFX person, everyone you meet is very wonderful and nice. You can go to lunch and have a great experience, but they're also working at the absolute peak. It's DC, it's the
Right.
reboot, it's Superman. And so everyone is fantastic at what they do. Everyone is kind. It set the bar. And now I think like, whew, I mean, I just want to keep doing this.
Well, yeah, you got that taste of it. I
I
can't
know.
blame you.
I got a taste of the best, and I don't want to go
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, and that's what resonates with Steven too, and just in general, like look at your leads. I mean, Nicholas Holt, known as a super nice guy. David Cornston, from what I've seen of him in interviews and everything, like how would you not want to hang out with this guy? Everyone just seems so
Truly,
really down to earth, even with their level of like star appeal and
yeah.
everything that they have. It just man, they're just one of the crew. It's
Yeah.
it's wild.
Some of the best memories are just on the weekend having dinners and sitting around talking with the cast, not even being on set, but just getting to know everyone and saying, wow, what a wonderful group of people James brought together.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. What have you been? I mean, I'm guessing you had just great interactions and like positive feelings about, right? The people you interacted, the people who are leading the movie.
It was like going to the best summer camp of all time.
Nice. I love it. And it's like you soaked it in, right? This experience. It seems like it just by your
It
reactions and seeing how happy you are talking about this.
I mean, it seems like a dream. I keep,
Yeah.
pinching myself thinking, wait, did this really happen? Because I'm back to my regular life, but then I will remember, I'll be taking the dog to go for a walk and then realize, oh, I have to go talk to Stephen, who wants to talk to me because I was in Superman. What?
Yeah.
This can't be real.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing? I mean, you've been around big guys. Last time I spoke to you was on Hypnotic, and
Yes.
like you had that memorable bus scene too. So like you always seem to make an impact in whatever you're in.
Thank you, thank you,
Small or
thank
big
you.
parts, it's always
I mean,
memorable.
it's fun. I was, thinking about the crypto scene and I said, oh wow, this is one of those moments that I think because I have seen what happened with the bus scene in
Yeah.
Hypnotic, people share just that scene on social media and I'll see it and people send me that
It was
there's
in a
I don't know
trailer too. So
yeah,
it's
I don't
like
know if this is the right word. Do you say GIF or GIF?
I think it depends on who. I say GIF,
I
but
say
there's people
GIF.
that say
Okay.
GIF.
So, don't come at me, internet, if I'm saying this wrong. But people will send me gifs of the scene where I walk in front of the bus. And I thought, oh, wow, that moment with crypto feels similar. I
Yeah.
think. I think that when people see it, they're going to make little memes and send the screaming reaction because
Yeah.
I saw it as a filmmaker when I had to go do ADR and I looked at it and I said, oh, wow, that's funny. And then the sound people said, oh, yeah, everybody loves that moment in the movie.
Uh-huh.
And obviously, people love crypto, but I also think Miss Jessup seems kind of crazy and funny in that moment when she reacts
100%.
to crypto. And so I see it not as an actor, but as a filmmaker. And I think, like, oh, that's funny. That's a crazy lady. I like it.
It's a great moment. Bonnie, what has it been like? I mean, you guys filmed it like a year ago, I'm guessing, right? About that
We
time,
did.
probably post production now. When was the first time you saw the film on the big screen or sort of
I,
the finished product?
I saw the film at the premiere.
Uh-huh. First of all, you look
Yes.
the best at the premiere of anyone. I commented
Yeah.
on your Instagram. I mean, the dress you had, you were absolutely on fire at that premiere. So, uh, great
Thank you.
choice about. I think it was the blue, right? The navy
Yes.
blue, which is
Yes. Thank you.
Superman like.
My stylist Chloe Crosby put me in that dress, so all the credit goes to her.
Killed it. Absolutely
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
dominated
Thank you.
that. What was that premiere like too, by the way? Because it's such a huge premiere. It's a world premiere of the biggest movie of the year in a lot of ways. What was that carpet like too? It must have been one of the biggest ones you probably ever been on.
It felt like going to the Oscars. It's
Wow.
the biggest one. And I was so nervous that a full week before I went down to Hollywood Boulevard and I went to Grauman's and I
Uh-huh.
sort of drank it in. And then the night before the premiere, my husband and I went down to Hollywood Boulevard again. And I said, I just want to go look at the carpet and the setup. And so he drove me down there and we parked at Hollywood and Highland and we walked up and down the Walk of Fame and went to Grauman's and put our hands in the handprints and
Yes.
sort of, oh, there's Gloria Swanson, there's Marilyn Monroe. And, I looked at all the Italians. There's like an Italian American corner where,
That's
you know,
right.
Stallone and De Niro. And I was like, I want to be in this corner. They put the Italians here. And it was so amazing because it helped me have the experience of the excitement and the hope and the fear and like all of the dreams so
Yeah.
that the next day when I went I could say I already processed what it feels like emotionally. So now I can be here and do the carpet because I also,
Mhm.
it's such an incredible opportunity to be in the new Superman.
Yes.
And I feel, even though it is not a gigantic part, that any part that's serving this story feels like such an accomplishment and such a big deal that I wanted to make sure I was honoring that and valuing it and respecting it and also engaging with the fans because
Mhm.
there were people who were lined up, people who were waiting and excited and want to see Superman and want to invest in this new DC universe. And I said, this is not about me. Last night was about me when I went and, did the handprints and went to Grauman's. But tonight the premiere was really for me about making sure I gave the fans something to say every single person in this movie sees you and we're going to try and connect with the fans and appreciate that we only get to tell this story because people are showing up and going to the theater. So
Mhm.
that's what it felt like. From the moment I hit the carpet, I was like, how can I give back to you? How can I connect with you? How can I make you know that this is a symbiotic relationship where I get to tell this story, but you are co-creating the experience with me?
Yes, and it's like you see how much this means to people. Like I'm guessing that perspective, you're on the other side of this now, but you see how these people are waiting in lines and like who knows where they came from too to just stand there and be there, to just take it in and experience it. Like the levels this goes to, this character, this movie in a sense, and how much it means to people. I mean, I'm sure it's something you've never experienced in a way of uh, having that sort of passion behind something that you're working in, right?
Absolutely never.
Yeah.
And it feels like it feels incredibly hopeful, but it also feels like a big responsibility that I think,
Mhm.
oh wow, I get the chance to engage with people and children who are looking at this feeling that sense of hope. So my job now is to make sure I keep that hope alive for them, that I protect that story, that I yeah, I just sort of want to fan the flames of their joy.
Yeah. And what was it like in that theater? I mean, filled up to the rafters. I'm certain with that, with the cast there and everyone, and seeing that for the first time. That experience in itself, you put in the work on a set, but you don't see the final, James wizardry, and post edits and all that. When you got to see it, and especially in that space with all these people and everyone's so excited about that, what was that like too, that moment? Were you taking in every bit of it? And even when it came to your parts too,
Yeah.
like
I
I'm just
mean,
curious what's going through your mind as you're sort of riding that roller coaster.
it was an out of body experience.
Mm,
I you know, what was trying to film it like it was a movie for myself and think like, remember the moment when Nick and David and Rachel Brosnahan walked out. Remember, Peter Safran and James Gunn, telling everyone that this was the premiere and looking around the theater. I kept videoing everyone in the theater just to say
right.
like, this is the group of people that I got to see Superman at Grauman's with.
Yeah.
Everything about it was peak.
Uh-huh. You couldn't sometimes it's like you have an expectation or like you were preparing for it. I love that you did that the night before because it took off the edge a little bit, of what's to
Yeah.
come, the emotional edge, but being in that moment and sort of I don't think you can ever you have an idea of it, but you can't really feel it until you're actually feeling it in that moment, right? No expectation sort of lives up to it or an idea of it because those feelings are so in the moment, right?
I also, the thing that surprised me was the sense of everyone who's come before. I
Yes.
had this really visceral feeling of, for 100 years, people have been actors and directors and people who have left their homes and moved to Los Angeles have watched their films premiere at Grauman's. And to be a
Mm.
part of that history, I don't know, it felt very momentous.
Yeah, that's a big deal as an actor too. Like especially it probably made you reflect on the beginning stages or the struggles of being an actor and breaking it. And that's one of the dreams. It's one of the dreams as an actor, is like a star at Walk of Fame, probably, but like have a movie I'm in at the Grommans, especially a
Yeah.
movie of this caliber. Like it's a bucket list. I'm certain of it. But how did it validate your journey too as an actor and all the sacrifices you made along that journey?
Whew. Well, I'm not going to say that Grauman's is haunted, but I'm also not going to say that it's not haunted. It
Interesting.
felt like it felt like joining the ranks of my peers. It
Hmm.
felt, oh, okay. This is what I hoped for, and this is what I've worked for, and this is what you hoped for, and this is what you worked for. And it's different than I expected. Having it be Superman and having it be James's Superman, which is so much about empathy and kindness
Yeah.
and how that the real radical act is being kind to people and helping out people who are struggling.
Mhm.
It made me realize, oh, well, I wanted to tell stories for whatever reason 5-year-old me wanted to, play and make this my life. And what I realized in that moment is, the power of stories is really helping people, whether it's somebody who's sitting at home lonely and feels a sense of connection, or
Yes.
a kid who's in a bad situation and sees that and thinks, I'm gonna be my own superhero. It suddenly made me realize being here means you have to realize that you get the chance to hopefully touch people in a way that really does impact their lives. And
Yes. I think
quite
that's
a
a
big
really neat takeaway, actually. I do because like the eyes are going to be on this project all over the world too. It's not like just, nationally or something. Like the whole world's going to see this movie and it's going to be accessible by, and like you mentioned, each individual person watching it is going to have some tie or story or a feeling this movie is going to make them feel.
yeah.
And when you're part of that, that's like not only responsibility, but that's touching lives of people you never meet or know about or hear about. It's kind of overwhelming, honestly, to even think about that sort of thing.
It's fascinating
Yeah,
because you see people who are in the public eye and think, well, they're an athlete or they're an actor, their political take or how they interact with people isn't really relevant to their job. And then you get there and say, it's very relevant
uh-huh.
because if people can see you, you get to be an example, and that matters because how we live in community with each other is the thing that matters.
Yes. Yes. Wow, what a perspective. I mean, there's so many things you can pluck away from this personally and just like in the big picture, sort of amazing,
It
to
is
get
pretty
to that.
amazing.
Yeah, it's like a tree with so many branches, and
Well, it's because James put that in the movie. He
Mhm.
made it this popcorn, fun, adventure superhero movie that is about, you know, what is right and wrong, what is moral, who are you but your choices. You should go save the bad dog, even though it's very annoying because he is probably alone and scared. I mean,
Yeah.
those are really human things to put in a big blockbuster.
Yes. Superman saves a squirrel. I thought it was one of the best moments. It's like the smallest, sometimes the
Yeah.
least insignificant, or like an animal that you see all the time and take for granted. Here's Superman saving a
Yeah.
squirrel. I'm like, wow, this was a cool, really badass moment I didn't think I would ever see.
Yeah, I mean, he is saying universally, hey, every being matters.
Yeah,
Every being deserves your compassion.
yeah,
It's it's
it's
pretty
pretty
amazing
amazing.
thing to be a part of.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Remember the moment too? Did you know? Because sometimes with these big movies, you don't even know what you're auditioning for. It's like untitled movie or whatnot. Like, how did you know and when did you know it was Superman that you were even auditioning for? I can imagine that moment too.
Well, in the case of the Luthor Corps people, some of us who knew James were just invited to come down, and some people that he didn't know auditioned. So I would say about half of us just received the, hey, do you want to come do something on Superman?
Yeah,
We all said, yes, of course. So
even
I
I'm
didn't
just
know
there
what
in
I
the
was doing.
background, right?
Yeah, I
Sort of.
didn't know what I was doing. I got to set and my trailer said Luther's assistant. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm the assistant. But I didn't know anything else. So that was very, very cool.
That's amazing because you get a little preview of it, but no idea what it really is and consists of. Another nice James touch, it seems like it.
I was in a TV show with an actor who was in the first season of Peacemaker, and we
Uh-huh.
were talking about it, and he said, I had some name that was not a character name. And
Uh-huh.
at the end of it, James named him Cool Steve. And he said, so then I'm Cool Steve. And so he does that a lot. Right? And with Jennifer Holland for Hardcore, I think it was the same thing that she originally had, a sort of nondescript name. And then one day he said, you're Hardcore. So it's very cool. He's got these grand plans for worlds and actors that you don't know about. You just have
Yeah.
to show up and, listen and play and commit, and then more will be revealed.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, it's a fun surprise, even for an actor, keeping you on your toes a bit, but with excitement at the same time. Love that.
Absolutely.
I mean, now, what do you feel? It's sort of like this sort, not even being part of this, but does it now give you a different sort of motivation in your career to moving forward? Like, how have you springboarded this to personally, even just by confidence or knowing that you can do this and you did it and you checked off something like this? Like, how has that transformed you in a sense since
Yeah,
that experience?
I think similar to what we were talking about before, some new ideas I've had. One is that I really want to go to conventions. I really
Interesting.
want to meet, kids and teenagers who are fans. I want to talk to them. I want to meet them in person and have conversations. So that is a surprising thing
That's
because I
cool.
started out doing theater and Shakespeare and Chekhov and thinking,
Yeah.
I want to do classical theater. And now I'm in a superhero movie. And what I really want to do is, talk to a 12-year-old girl who lives in Idaho and,
Yeah.
wants to, do something great. And then the other thing, it just in general, it also made me think like, I kind of want to speak. I'd love to go to high schools and colleges and talk to young people. And I don't know what any of that is quite
Yeah.
yet, but it is a new idea of, oh, it's not just enough to act and write and direct.
Yes.
I actually want to be engaging with the people who are watching things and aspire to do whatever they want to do in their future.
Oh, that's a really nice sort of perspective to have and something to try too. I mean, because you're so already immersed with the acting, like you said, the directing and the writing, sort of the creative thing behind and in front of the camera. But this is sort of venturing to your audience in a sense, and that's really
Yeah.
interesting.
And
That you,
it's a big surprise.
yeah,
Because I was like, no, I want to tell stories and that's what I want to do. And then suddenly I've been like, wow, I really want to connect with the people who will be the next generation of storytellers.
yeah, and that opens a whole new door of possibilities and opportunities too, and ideas, I'm sure too. Interacting with people, sort of getting firsthand reactions and stuff. That can be really instrumental in a lot of things, even for your work as a creative.
I hope so. We'll see. I'll,
Yeah,
I'll let you know. A year from now, you'll be like, Bonnie, did you talk to
yeah.
any high school students? I'll be like, no, I don't know.
And then it would just happen randomly, like just like this Superman came sort of
Yeah,
to you, it seems sometimes things are aligned in ways and
yeah,
maybe in times you don't expect them to be, but they just happen.
yeah. We'll see. I'll keep you posted.
I love it. How's life? How's life? What are you doing when you're taking a breather now? Now you're
Yeah,
immersed in the
I
Superman
mean,
thing, but what have you been doing?
yeah, there's no breathers.
Good.
Neodome is the short film that I directed. It's doing the festival circuit right now. So
Oh,
it's
great.
playing at Indie Shorts in Indianapolis tomorrow. And
Okay.
then we're playing at Holly Shorts in Hollywood, also at Grauman's
Yep,
on
that's where they do it.
August. Yeah, on August 12th at the it's 10 p.m. and we're in the action block, which I feel really excited about because when I was preparing to direct Neodome, I was talking to Robert and shadowing on Hypnotic while he was doing that
Yes.
to make sure I would be a good action director. So
Yeah.
that's doing the festival circuit. And I wrote a feature, vampire historical vampire story. And so I'm eager to start shooting that. So always
Wow.
busy.
So you're gonna get that shooting too, huh? So you wrote his scripts down and uh are you like in a casting process in a sense or
Early thinking
uh-huh.
about, I'm looking for creative producers. I know I want to shoot it in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. So working
Uh-huh.
on sending it out to people,
Yeah.
trying to find the right partners and hold on a second. Bye, honey. Good luck. And then I have a little Cavalier King Charles Spaniel.
Cute.
Um, and he has mitral valve disease, which means
Oh
he's in
no.
congestive heart failure.
Hmm.
So all of my free time is spent with him and taking care of him and trying to find treatments to extend a happy life for him.
Oh, that's really important. I
Yeah.
mean, that's super important. Like, we have a family dog, lives with my mom, but he's 16 and a half, and
But
he's blind now and can't
no,
hear. And it's like you enjoy every day and moment. So my mom told me today, she's like, I bought a buggy, like a stroller, and I'm gonna give him rides in a stroller,
yeah, whatever he needs.
Yeah, just to take
You
him
want to meet
outside.
him? Doc, come here, buddy. Come here. I'll
Yes.
show you. Doc Holiday, come here. This is Doc.
Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful doggy.
But he's a good boy.
Yes.
Okay, he
I
doesn't
love
want to
the
like that.
hair is so lush. Everything's very lush about it.
Yeah, I was joking that when I was coloring my hair red, I was like, make it the exact same color as Doc. Like, can we have the same shade of red?
How old is he?
He's 9.
Okay, so there's still hope, he's still at a good age and
He's
let's
he needs heart surgery, so it's a pretty big, yeah, it's a pretty big.
I mean, let's hope it all turns out well. I know you're doing your best 100% for sure and giving the love and but there's always hope, right? So
Yeah, I
this
am.
movie teaches you that too. It's
Yeah,
like,
I
right?
will save the dog. I will save the
Yes.
dog.
Yes. That's
Um,
wonderful.
yeah,
I mean, to have
he's already outlived his prognosis. So I'm just doing everything we can. I keep calling clinical trials. I'm like, okay, let's get him signed up. We'll try this experimental
yeah,
procedure. Whatever will save his life.
he's a fighter already, right? I mean,
Yeah,
you can tell. So
good boy.
that's great. That's fantastic. Was that your husband leaving, going
Yeah.
to work, or you're
Well,
sending him?
he actually helped write a movie, and he's going to meet with the director of the movie now. So
Okay, the same
yeah,
thing you're working on, or his own thing?
his own thing.
Wow. So it's pretty nice, right? To live with a fellow
Yeah,
creative, bounce off ideas and all
it
sorts of
absolutely
things.
is. Yeah, and be like, oh, read my script. No, you read my script.
Yeah. How long have you guys been together?
Oh, that's top secret information.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, it seems like a good fit, right? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
I always wonder sometimes with industry folks, like, is it good to be married or commit to someone who's like in the same field that understands you, or completely different? I
I
think
mean, I
there is,
think both are great,
yeah,
it just depends. I think we love having a creative partner, because then you have somebody right there who gets what you're doing. But we also create very differently. So that's helpful too, to have a different perspective.
yeah. And yeah, especially on the same thing, but like it's such a big part of your life, creating everything. So it's like it would make sense you would be someone who understands that, and sort of uh
Exactly.
helps you navigate that sort of life.
A fellow traveler on the journey of the art life.
Yes, yes. And it's paying off. You're seeing the fruits of labor, Bonnie. I mean, with this movie, I mean, you did have Hypnotic with Robert. It just seems to be building for you, the more you progress to bigger and better things. So,
Does
um,
feel very hopeful.
yes. And this
Yeah.
film, I mean, you got the short going now, the feature's gonna, getting underway and everything like that. That might be your next thing too. I mean, you might be the James Gunn in a sense of that.
The James Gunn of horror.
And
We'll
vampire,
see.
right?
We'll see. Yeah, the vampire. I think it's just, you just keep doing the next thing,
Yeah,
and with great people. I think that's the main thing. Find wonderful people and then create with them. That does seem to have a sort of heart and a momentum and a life of its own.
100%. And it seems like you're doing things you're passionate about and enjoy, and that's the most important part thing too.
Yeah.
You're part of things that make you happy and and you're energize you, instead of doing
Yes.
some things that doesn't make you
Yeah.
feel anything, so
No, can't do that.
yeah, no, gotta.
Literally cannot do it. I have
Yes,
tried to force myself to do things that I think, oh, this is a good idea. You should do this, and can't do it.
you can't hide it. It's one of those things, like at least certain people just can't fake something or hide it.
Can't
I'm
do
one
it.
of them. I can tell you're one of them too. You're 100% behind and passionate about things you do. So
Yeah, gotta do it all the way or 0% of the way, and it is what it is.
that's fantastic. I'm so glad we got to catch up. And
Thank
when I
you
heard
so
that you're in
much. Me too.
Superman, I was like, oh my God. I was like literally scanning, waiting for you to show up on screen. Then when you did, I'm like, yes, she made an
There she
impact,
is. I know it's funny. It's like, is she in this movie? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, she actually is in the
Were
movie.
you waiting? I'm curious, when you were watching the premiere, you kind of knew when it's happening and stuff, but when the first time you saw yourself on screen in the film, what was your sort of thought or reaction? Did you have that feeling when you finally popped up? Because you go through most of the movie, actually.
Well, it's funny because we shot other stuff that didn't end up in the movie. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
that's
like,
right.
oh, well, I know how cutting goes. I'm also a director. Maybe it didn't work out. Like maybe my character's not in the movie, and that is what it is.
Mhm.
And so we went most of the way through, and I was like, okay, well, it still was a great experience, and I got to do it. And then all of a sudden, it's like, no, she's in the movie. She's in the movie. She's in the movie.
Yeah.
It was
It's just
very
like you get
funny.
one after two. You got these one-liners too. It's like first one's like, she's not gonna survive, Lex, or something like that, it was one of those lines, and then yeah.
Yeah, it was a funny experience because I was like, well, it's still great, and I'm happy to be here. And then I was like, oh no, 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 she is in the movie.
Yeah. You made it for sure. And it was awesome. So happy for you, Bonnie. Great to
Thank you
catch up
so
with you
much.
again.
You
Uh,
too. Thanks for wanting to do this. It's amazing.
Absolutely. I'm always rooting for you and checking out on social media what you're doing and whatnot. And
Oh, I appreciate that.
yes, I'm excited for those films too. The short making rounds, especially in Holly Shorts Fest. That's a great
Yeah,
one to be
thank
part of. And then
you.
this one.
Very exciting.
Yes. So it's exciting times for you, which is
Yeah,
great.
it's a good
Plus all the
moment.
other projects you're probably auditioning to still and might be coming up. So
Mhm.
thank
Absolutely.
you.
Well, thank
Thank
you so much.
my pleasure. I was very happy to connect with you and Steven. So I'm on the side of Lexus,
Yeah.
assistants here. I'm siding with them right now because you guys are awesome and
Oh, thank you.
familiar faces. So that's great.
It's great. It's great to talk to you. All right. Well, have a wonderful afternoon.
Yes, and all the best to your doggy. I hope to get
Thank
good
you.
news about
Thank
that
you. I
too.
will.
And
I'll keep the internet posted about
yes,
his progress.
yes, absolutely. I know you're trying your hardest, so that's the
I
best
really
thing you can do.
am. Yeah. All
Thank you
right.
so much,
Thank
Bonnie, for
you.
your time. Let's do this again soon again. I'm sure we will.
Yeah, I'm in. It's a
Yes, I love it.
deal.
Love
It's a,
speaking to you. Just
it's a
makes my
deal.
day.
Oh, thank you so much. I feel the same about you. All
Thank
right.
you,
Talk
Bonnie.
soon. Bye
Talk
bye.
soon. Bye bye.